Hello everyone, welcome to this channel. This is Shikha Sambarkar and today our topic is Computer Systems and Organization Unit 1 Part 1. This video is helpful for class 11th CBSE students, those who have opted Computer Science and Informatics Practices as an optional subject, and others can also watch the video, those who are interested in this computer field. So let's start our topic Computer Systems and Organization. So here I have included the topics of Unit 1 of class 11th. The Unit 1 is related to computer systems and organization. Here some sub points are given, and today we are going to discuss the first point. You can see basic computer organization, description of a computer system and mobile system, CPU, memory, hard disk, input, output and battery. So this is the first topic under this Unit 1, and today we are going to discuss this only. So let's start. So before starting the topic, first we should know what is the meaning of computer. You all are aware about this term computer, but here I have included the standard definition of computer, and you should know what is the standard definition of computer, because now you all are computer science students. So first you can see the definition, standard definition of computer. A computer is an electronic device. A computer is an electronic device which performs variety of operations in accordance with set of instructions called program. So here you can see the standard definition. This computer is an electronic device which performs variety of operations, means variety of functions, variety of works in accordance with, means according to set of instructions, and that set of instructions are called program. So this is the standard definition of computer. Now the term is computer organization. Computer organization. It refers to logical structure of a computer, describing how its components are connected to one another. Its component, we can say its parts. How the parts of the computers are connected with one another, how they affect one another's functioning and contribute to overall performance of the computer. So this is the complete structure. I will show you in the next slide the structure, or we can say image of this computer organization. So here last point is computers follow the IPO principle. IPO, input process output. You can see here input process output. So here you can see computer organization, basic computer organization. This is the diagram here. You can see input unit, output unit, storage unit, memory, then CPU. Under CPU there are three parts: ALU, control unit and registers. So this is the basic computer organization. We will discuss about all the parts here. So first part is input unit. Under this computer organization, what we have seen in the last slide in the diagram. So first point is input unit. We all are aware about the term input. Now here input unit, it is formed by the input devices attached to the computer. Input unit, it is formed by the input devices attached to the computer. For example, keyboard, mouse, MICR, OMR, joystick, etc. It means here you can see keyboard, mouse, joystick, these all are input devices, and MICR, magnetic ink character reader, OMR, optical markup reader, these all are input units, input devices. The input unit is responsible for taking input and converting it into computer understandable form. So what's the work of input unit is here? It is responsible for taking input and converting it into computer understandable form. Computer understandable form means binary code, or 0 or 1 we can say. So since a computer operates on electricity, We know that it operates on electricity. Using electricity we can on our computer. So it can understand only the language of electricity, because a computer operates on electricity. So it can understand only the language of electricity, that is either on or off, or high voltage or low voltage. That is, a computer can understand two stages, on or off, or high or low voltage, or binary language that uses just two symbols, one for on, zero for off. Now second point is output unit. It is formed by the output devices attached to the computer. For example, monitor, printer, speaker, these all are the output devices. Output unit converts the output in binary form to human readable form. So these are two units, input and output. Now CPU. CPU, you all are aware about this. CPU, Central Processing Unit. Central Processing Unit, we can say it is also called Main Control Center and Processing Unit, and it is also called brain of the computer. Brain of the computer, as it guides, directs, controls and governs the performance of a computer. That's why it is called the brain of a computer. And sub-components or sub-parts of CPU are ALU, CU, registers. So first we will see about ALU. ALU stands for Arithmetic Logic Unit. It performs all four arithmetic and some logical operations. Arithmetic operators, you can say plus, minus, multiplication, division, and logical less than, greater than, equal to, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, not equal to operations. Suppose two numbers are required to be added. Suppose you want to add, you want to join, you want to merge, or you want to perform addition. You want to perform addition of two numbers. So these numbers are sent from memory to ALU, from memory to ALU. Where addition takes place, in ALU addition takes place and the result is put back in the memory. So this is ALU. Then CU. CU stands for control unit and it acts as a supervisor. It acts as a supervisor. By controlling and guiding the operation taking place, the control unit controls the flow of data from input devices to memory and from memory to output devices. So this is control unit. Then registers. Register we can say processor registers are small units of data holding places. These are small units or we can say small parts of data holding places. The CPU uses registers to temporarily hold some important processing information during the time of processing is taking place. CPU may store some part, data or some memory address or some instruction in its processor register. So these are the three subparts of CPU. Now, just like the computer system organization, here is the term mobile system. So we will see mobile system organization here. Here it is written, modern mobile system are tiny computers in our hand. Yes, it is true. The mobile systems are now tiny computers in our hand. Although they have less computing power compared to their bigger versions, they handle diverse type of applications such as making calls through radio signals, offering camera utilities, handling touch sensitive screen, display audio, video, graphical content, but having little battery based power, etc. And so we all are aware about this term, and there are sub parts of mobile. We can see here. First is mobile processor. Just like the CPU of a computer, there is a term mobile processor. And here's two subparts, communication processing unit and application processing unit, APU. We will discuss this mobile processor in our next slide. Second part is SoC, system on a chip. Third is display subsystem. Fourth is camera subsystem. Fifth is mobile system memory. 6 is storage, 7 is power management system. Power management system, it is related to battery unit, and this subsystem has a battery management system that works with a battery charger and a battery unit and provides power to the mobile system in required form. We all are aware about this term battery, and we know about the battery charger and battery unit, how we use mobile charger, how we use the mobile. We all are aware about this thing. So we will discuss now this. You can see the image, mobile system organization. Just like computer system organization, this is the image for mobile system organization. Here you can see some parts. In the upper side it is written display subsystem. Display subsystem, and under that touch sensitive interface, keyboard, display screen. You all are aware about your mobile's keyboard, keypad and display screen. So this is the upper side of your mobile part, display subsystem. Display means it is the part related to your display screen. And in the left side you can see there is a RF transceiver and SIM, subscriber identity module. You all are aware about this word SIM, subscriber identity module, and you all have SIMs in your mobile phones. So this is the left side part. You can see SIM is attached there, and below that there is written power management. Power management, it is related to your battery pack and battery management, and the charger is written there. So this part is related to battery. And in the center you can see CPU is written, central processing unit. Under that there are some sub parts. First is communication processor. Communication processor, we can say digital signal processor, and here it is at the one another box is there in the center, APU, application processing unit, and GPU, graphic processing unit. It is connected with camera unit. And right side you can see storage, external storage. You can attach external devices with your mobile. And at the bottom you can see codec, ADC, DAC. So this is related to mic and speaker. And there is one more thing is there, ROM and RAM. It is related to memory of your mobile system. So this is the mobile system organization. We will discuss about this central part, that CPU, in the next slide. So this is just an image. Now here we will discuss about mobile systems CPU, or we can say the CPU of a mobile system, and it has majorly two sub-processor types. So just like computer systems processor or CPU, here also in mobile system organization, CPU is or central processing or mobile mobile CPU, we can say. So here two parts, communication processing unit and application processing unit, APU, as we have seen in the last slide in the image of mobile system organization, this CPU and APU. So first we will discuss about communication processing unit. This subsystem, this communication processing unit, is responsible for making and receiving phone calls. This first subpart, communication processing unit, is responsible for making and receiving phone calls on a mobile handset. So it is a digital signal processor that helps it work with RF transceiver and the audio subsystem. This under this there again some subparts, radio signal management unit. Radio signal management unit, it is responsible for connecting SIM, which provides a type of modem, to the base station through radio signals. Mobile telephony works through established connections between mobile stations to base station and base station connected to other base station. Cellular networks, for example 3G, LTE, 4G based cellular networks. So This is first, and second is audio subsystem is responsible for converting the voice signals, or we can say analog signals, to digital signals and vice versa. The audio subsystem can receive voice input through inbuilt mic and can produce audio output and send it in inbuilt speaker. So you all are aware that in our mobile phones nowadays inbuilt speaker is there, and the audio subsystem has two subparts that convert audio signals to digital signals and vice versa. Here two main things, DAC and ADC. DAC stands for digital to analog converter. DAC, digital to analog converter. It produces digital audio output to analog audio form, and ADC, analog to digital converter. It receives audio input analog form, for example when you speak, and converts it into digital form so that mobile system can work on it. So these two are main parts, DAC and ADC of audio subsystem. And the second subpart of this mobile system CPU, or we can say CPU of mobile system. First we have discussed about communication processing unit, and the second is APU, application processing unit. So this APU, this subsystem is responsible for governing, controlling all types of operations taking place on a mobile system. So we can say here, or we can compare it with the CU, control unit of computer system organization. So the application processing unit is responsible for carrying out different applications that a mobile system can perform, such as making calculations, playing music, browsing net, streaming videos, connecting to other devices, capturing stills or videos, saving data, and so on. It has a separate subcomponent available to it which enhances its power and performance. This component is GPU. So this is the CPU of a mobile system. One more point is here, memory. We all are aware about the term memory. The memory of computer is often called main memory or primary memory. Parts of main memory are RAM and ROM. We all aware about this, random access memory and read-only memory. And the secondary storage, secondary memory, the storage unit, secondary storage devices used to store large amount of data permanently. For example, hard disk, CD, DVD, pen drive, etc. So this is the concept of memory in general. And there are some subparts of RAM, ROM. Now here one image, units of computer memory measurement. We all are aware about this measurement units, bit, byte, KB, MB, GB, TB, PB, EB, ZB. So 1 bit, bit means 0 or 1. This is bit. So 8 bits is equal to 1 byte. 1024 bytes 1 KB, 1024 KB 1 MB, 1024 MB 1 GB. This is KB means kilobyte, MB megabyte, GB gigabyte, TB terabyte, PB petabyte, EB exabyte, and ZB zettabyte. So these are just memory units for measurement of memory, computer memory. So I hope this video is helpful for you all. Thank you. Please like, share, comment and subscribe this YouTube channel presented by Shikha Sambarkar. Thank you.